What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Free coming at you guys live with another exclusive vlog. I'm in the lovely city of North Hollywood, and I'm so happy to be bringing you guys an interview from Purps. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, guys?
All right. So give the vlog a little bit of background to who you are and where you're from. Like, a little quick intro, and then we'll get more deep and depth into your life and all that.
I'm from LA. I was born in West LA. I was raised kind of like a bunch of places in there, like Culver City, Venice. Just moved around. My mom was always like hustling and stuff, so she was just like moving around. And then I moved to Topanga when I was like 13, and then I stayed in Topanga for some time, and then I moved around. I was in Atlanta for a little bit. I kind of stayed in LA. Okay. And I've been just chilling,
Okay. All right. So, what was it like for you growing up? Give us a background of like your childhood and all of that. What was that like?
My childhood?
Yeah. Whatever you feel comfortable talking about. Was it just you and your mom, or did you have other siblings? Was your dad around?
I'm an only child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm an only child.
Jealous.
Wow.
But doesn't it look like I want to be an only child?
My friends were my like brothers and sisters though.
Okay.
I always considered it like they got like deeper like that, and I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah. No, I was raised pretty much by my mom. She's a single mom. Typical story. Just an only child and just me and my mom doing the thing. My dad died when I was like, I don't know. I think I was like 9 or something. I don't even remember. It was like such a blur. When you're a kid, you're just like in the zone. You don't remember. I remember like it happening. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, and then I literally went back and played or some shit. I wasn't even thinking about it because I didn't know my dad like that. So
okay.
I didn't really know him. He wasn't around. So but yeah.
But you knew he had died.
I knew he had died because my mom told me.
Okay.
She would be like, "Hey, Nathaniel," because my name's Nathaniel. She'd be screaming it like outside the window or something because we didn't have phones and shit back then.
Right.
Yeah. So, no, it was just me and my mom.
What was the reasoning that dad wasn't around? Were they just like they broke up or?
Oh no, they had their own problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he around at any point?
My dad was like. It's a weird, my dad is rich family and my mom is not rich family. And so my mom had me, and then my dad wasn't really doing what the rich family wanted. So he didn't get the inheritance or whatever the situation was, but he kind of did. So, but I don't know, it's just a weird thing with weird family shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it is so stupid details it doesn't even matter. But anyways, crazy stories he did when they were going through this shit, he fucking had custody of me because he was so rich and he had just finessed the game and got custody over me because if you got money you can make it happen. You can just make it happen back in the day, whatever. But he took me to Russia, and I actually lived in Russia for 3 years or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember what age you were?
I was 6 to 7 or something like that, or
wow.
5 or something. But I do remember vague parts of it, which is kind of cool. Every time I see some shit, I'm just this is kind of weird and familiar. It's kind of weird. You just kind of plan it in your head. But yeah, no, I think I was a crazy kid. And my dad was like, yo, I can't handle this kid. So he shipped me back to my mom. And then my mom was like, oh shit, I don't have my shit together. And then she just got me. And then we just kind of were just stuck together. And she had to do what she had to do. That's really where I get my hustle from is my mom.
Okay.
Because she was always hustling, just just selling cars, all types of shit, just whatever she could. I was just oh. You actually have to work in this world. You can't just be a bum.
Right.
Especially she worked hard as fuck and she didn't have nearly as much as we could have had. You know what I mean? You work crazy and you barely have shit.
Right.
You know.
But that's how it usually goes. It's crazy. It's like crazy how that works out.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have a close relationship with her growing up?
Yeah, yeah. My mom was strange though. She's she's kind of like plays both sides.
Okay.
Like mom and dad. I
Okay.
love her, but we're better like apart now.
Okay.
Like we can't like, cause I care so much that I'd be trying to like, oh like you should do this, and she's like, don't want to hear it. She's older. You don't want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
I accept her for who she is now. So
Right.
it is what it is. You gotta accept people for who they are.
Right.
Which is cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what were you like as a kid? Let us know how you were young growing up. What were you doing out here in these LA streets?
I was a really fucking crazy kid. I had like ADD and ADHD, whatever the fuck they wanted to call that shit. But yeah, I was getting kicked out of school and all types of shit when I was a little kid. And then it was pretty like, I would say bad for my mom because she had just a crazy ass kid that she had to deal with, and then like she didn't know what to do sometimes. And at one point, like the school systems and shit like finessed my mom into literally like putting me into like a boarding school like / group home kind of / thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she's like, I can't afford it. She's like, I can't. There's no way. And they're like, your kid's crazy. Like he need it. And they're like, and then like, she's like, I don't know what to do. And they're like, well, you could just sign him off to us, and we'll literally like pay for it. And she's like, oh, word, and you'll fix him, bet. And then that's what she did. So then that happened. And then when I went in there, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like these kids are crazy. Like this is different. Like this is not. Like, I'm not this crazy. Like, I'm crazy, but not that crazy. So, literally, I switched up, like, quick. And that's
you got scared straight.
I got scared straight because I'm like...
Before the show.
No, but it wasn't even... It was more, like, mental things. Like, it was, like, I could see shit that you don't want to, like... Not, like, disturbing shit, but just, like, kids acting crazy. And you're like, bro, this dude is obviously tripping, like, on some other shit. So, it's like... You see that, and you're like, oh, man, I'm just acting up like a moron. And I'm not like, I just snap with me.
Like, nothing's really wrong with me.
I feel like when you're a kid, you don't really like grateful for what you have. And then as you slowly age, you get grateful. You're like, damn, like I got like a lot and like I should be happy for what I have.
Right.
That shit snapped kind of young for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, like I should kind of stop acting like a moron. But anyways, that happened. And then I was just like a kid. I was just a stoner kid in school. My mom, I was a bad kid in the West Side because it's like over there you're doing a bunch of shit. Like I was like tagging.
West Side of what?
Like Venice area, Culver City.
Okay.
And back like 15 years ago and shit, like 20 years ago, that shit was like, it was not gentrified. It was hood. Like we couldn't even walk around really like without kind of like looking around and seeing if people were around. Because, like, fucking people down the street were beefing with people, and it's like, what the fuck? Shooting people and shit over, like, little kids and shit. It's, like, fucked up, bro. But anyway, so my mom was like, I got to get out of here. Actually, during the period when I was doing all that shit, she, like, flew me. Like, she got her shit together, and she moved to Topanga.
Okay.
And that's when I moved to Topanga. I kind of, like, got out of the situation, because they're like, yo, we can't fix a kid that's not bad, so he's really don't have no point in being here. So
how long were you in the institution? What was it?
It was like a group home thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was acting so normal that they couldn't do anything for me.
How long were you in there?
Like 2 years or something.
Okay.
A year.
Okay, and then what were the things that were so bad you were doing to lead up to going there?
I think I like socked the principal out. I was acting crazy. I was jumping. I remember I jumped on the roof of one elementary or some crazy shit.
What was making you do these things?
I just was angry. I think it's just like, you were with your dad. You don't have your dad anymore. You're in another country. It's just like, think about you're just a kid. Like, you don't know what's going on. So I think like the experience and traumatic experiences of like going from this place to this place might make you just act up.
Right.
Like I feel like it's inevitable. Like if like the people just knew certain people, they'd be like, bro, you just gotta chill or whatever. They didn't really talk to me right. I don't know. Maybe they did. I wasn't listening.
Right. Did you have anybody that was like, any support system besides your mom? that was kind of getting in your head? Any aunties, uncles, older cousins?
Like support system in which way?
Like in the sense of like trying to help you, guide you when you were having these episodes?
No, not really.
Besides your mom?
No, because it was really me and my mom, and then her family and shit were all in Connecticut.
Okay, so she's originally from Connecticut.
She's from Connecticut, but she came out and moved out here and had me.
Okay.
Yeah, so she didn't really have like So my mom is like a sober person. She's been sober for like 40 years. She used to be really into drugs.
Okay.
So she used to take me to like all those like AA meetings and fucking all those like that system that they got going on. So I would see like a lot of like things in that nature, and that kind of helped me in a weird way later in life. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it, cause like I seen like how those people were, mm-hmm. and then you're just like, they're weird, and you don't want to get all to that level. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, you know, when you go to AA meeting, I don't know if you ever had to go, like, because I did when I was like.
No, I never actually been to one in person.
You never been to one?
No.
It's interesting because those people are like a whole different like breed of people. Yeah, like they're like former addicts mm-hmm. that are trying to get their shit right. It's strange. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it makes you realize.
I like it. I think it's a dope system. But from my perspective, I saw like, damn, if you get too fucked up on drugs, you're gonna be like these people.
Right.
And it fucks you up. But anyways. Yeah. So that was kind of a support system, I would say. Like those people, they were like influences, and I learned in that way. Mm-hmm. But nah, really, I didn't have no support system. Even my mom, like, she didn't even support my music or nothing. She's like, do regular shit. But parents don't know, bro. They want the best for their kids. They don't like.
Right.
They don't. They're like music.
No, they don't understand.
Music. What? Make beats. What? Go work at this,
right.
Make some money. Like, guarantee. Go do some shit. And you're like, what? No. Fuck no.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Right.
But yeah, no. I had kind of like a regular, crazy childhood, I would say.
When did you hop off the porch and start? You know, were you getting in trouble? Did you go to jail?
No, I didn't go to jail.
Okay.
No, I got like tickets and I got caught for like some weed. And that was another thing is like I was selling weed in school, and I got caught a couple times, but like on some dumb shit, like some like paraphernalia and some other shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, this shit costs too much. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get in trouble no more because I don't have no money, and this is gonna like I don't want to go to jail like some
right.
dumb shit. So I kind of like just smartened up, and I didn't really sell weed so like idiot. Like I was selling a bunch of weed in school though. That's how I was really doing it.
When did you start doing that? How did you get into doing that?
What?
Selling weed.
I was smoking weed.
Who introduced you to it?
You just have weed and then you buy weed and then you
you don't just have it. Who gave it to you?
Who gave me weed?
Who'd you smoke weed with the first time?
The first time I ever smoked, I don't really know which time it was, but I remember a couple of times when I was like a little kid. I remember when I was in like the West Side. These like Mexican folks were like, hey fool, come smoke with us. Hit the joint. And we're like, alright, fool, whatever. And I remember smoking it and like throwing up or some shit. And then another time we were hanging out with these like skater dudes. And they were like, hit the bong. And we were like, alright. And we hit the bong. And then like I like passed out or some shit. It was like some dumb shit. I can't think of a bunch of times. I remember stealing some roaches from my mom's friend. And it's like, yo, look at all these roaches. I give them all my friends, and we just, like, smoke them on some dumb shit. But no, in high school, and no, in middle school, it really happened. I found a friend, and, like, we really smoked some weed, like, really smoked it. And, like, I don't know why. Like, I was, like, a nerdy kid. Mm-hmm. I was, like, straight. I was, like, super square, mm-hmm. super nerdy, like, in 7th grade. And then literally, like, 8th grade, going into 8th grade, I met some people and we just like smoked some weed. People I was going on the bus with. And like I changed like from that day forward. I was just like, I'm gonna do music. I like music. And like that's how everything started really with music, honestly.
What age was that?
Like 13.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So you would say you hopped off the porch then around 13.
What does that mean, hopped off the porch?
What? Your urban lingo, slang, ain't up to bar.
What does that mean?
Well, hopped off the porch, it just means like, okay, so the porch is the house.
Okay.
You start going outside, being on your own,
Oh,
away from mommy.
oh, okay, okay, I like that.
You never heard that.
Of course I have, but I didn't know what they meant. I'm like, okay.
And you never asked anyone?
No, because I'm just letting them go and talk.
He didn't know, y'all. There it is.
Let
Everybody he been around, he had no idea.
I ain't heard it that much.
What? It's a thing like that
This
people
is new.
say. No,
Some
it's
LA
not.
Shit.
Not even. I'm not even from LA.
Off the porch. No, yeah. So definitely was 13.
Hopped off the porch.
Hop off the porch.
Mm-hmm. Say it with your chest. Hop off the porch.
Hop off the porch. Yeah, so I would say then, yep. That's when I started like playing guitar and just kind of experimenting and fucking with music, you know? Like it's like it like you know when you're like 12, you just like you grow up in this weird way, like that like transition from like 8th grade to like high school, you like, oh shit, like shit's gonna be different. Like you go to a different school. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's a totally different
It's
vibe.
like you're gonna be a different person. No one knows me.
You know where it knows. You
but it's
know
the same
some
people going from that school with
yeah,
you to there too.
Yeah, you're gonna know some people, but you know, like it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like it was for you that made you even want to pick up music? Did you have any musical inspirations that you know you remember growing up? Any musical moments? Was your mom into music? Anybody? Like, who did you listen to growing up? What did you like? Who were some like people you listened to?
I was really like a music nerd, to be honest. Like I'll always like burn CDs and make my own like mixtapes and shit of like every songs that I liked, and always kind of like was always curating my own like style of like what I liked. But no, I liked a lot of stuff. Like I would like this band 311 a lot, and they like moved around, and then like they just did a bunch of like styles and shit, and I liked like Limp Bizkit a lot when I was a kid. A lot of shit. Honestly, I was like a Radiohead. I would only listen to Power 106 and literally like K-Rock. I would just listen to those two records. You know, like if you're from LA, you know what those are. It's like alternative rock and like hip hop music.
Right.
So it's like those were basically my form of whoever I listened to. So it was like West Coast, just Ice Cube, West Coast, I like everything, Snoop, to all that stuff, to then like all like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and all of the like Southern California shit. And then I remember I was so obsessed with Limp Bizkit that I liked the guitar player like so much because I was playing guitar. The dude literally like he's like, oh, I like this band Ween or something. He did this like some shit, and I was like, Ween, the fuck is this guy talking about? So I looked at the band, and literally like that band like changed my life. I was like, what the fuck? Like that shit, like I don't know how to explain it. Like it like they had all these styles of music, and like it just inspired me because they was doing shit on like fucking 4-track recorders and like cassettes and shit, and I'm like, oh shit, I could do music like that. So that's how I really picked it up. I'm like, I'm gonna play guitar and like put it on like cassettes. And
did you know how to play guitar?
I did know how to play.
Who taught you?
I really taught myself.
Growing up?
Yeah.
When did you start playing guitar?
I got guitar lessons for like a month, and then he just showed me how to like just do it. He's like, here, play a couple songs. I'm like, bro, I don't want to play people's songs. So then I started playing my own music.
That you made up?
I just like moved it. I just like, you learn chords. There'd be like chords, and then you like.
What age was this?
I was probably like 12, 13.
Weren't you playing this?
Yeah.
You know how to play the piano too?
Yeah, I can
huh?
play the piano.
Okay.
I just taught myself. I'm not good at both of these things. I know how to like record well. Like I know how to make it sound good.
And then record it?
No, like I know how to like puzzle it together really well. I feel like that's my like skill with instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not like one of these people be like, oh, check out this song. Look how cool I am. Like I can't do that. I can't play live.
Okay.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I can use all the tools inside of a computer to make that shit sound fire.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, it was really like that. Really made me on some nerdy shit. Just like knowing bands, and I don't know. It was just like learning instruments, and just a whole like little journey of like being a kid and learning stuff. You know, you just always want to learn shit.
How were things for you in school? How was school?
I thought school was fun as fuck.
Were you doing good in school?
No.
That's why you thought it was fun. It ain't fun.
It was fun. It was a blast. I was talking about it the other day. I'm like, I literally went to like mansion parties and like all these parties in Calabasas and did all this shit that like no other people do like ever in the world. It's super weird.
Right.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
Did you go to like bougie schools? Would you say the area you grew up in was like a more nicer area of LA?
Yeah, so like Topanga Canyon is right by Calabasas.
Okay.
So Calabasas is right here, and then Woodland Hills is right here, and these are like pretty like rich areas. But then Topanga is like, it's kind of like this weird hippie place. It's really not like rich, but it's kind of, there's some places that are really rich, but there's some places that are not so rich, and you can live like that lifestyle but not spend like crazy amount of money.
What part did you stay in?
In the not so rich area.
Okay, but it was still nice.
It was still nice. You're
Nicer
still in the woods.
Yeah,
you're still
nicer
in the mountains and shit. So
than other areas.
You reap the benefits of the area,
right,
but you're not in a mansion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did you go travel to other places in LA? Like, because I mean, I've interviewed a lot of different rappers from a lot of different hoods here, and they're nowhere over where you grew up. So did you go travel sometimes over to, like, say, I don't know, the Harlem 30s or the Hoovas or to Bompton, you know, the Bloods would say.
Hell
Did
no.
you ever leave Venice area, Topanga area?
I went from Venice, then I literally was in Topanga, and I was with, I was with all of the Mexicans and kicking it with all the Mexicans, and like pretty much my mom was like, if I don't get the fuck out of here, he's gonna literally become a drug addict or become a drug addict gang member or some shit. It's not gonna be good. Or a crazy tagger fool or whoever, you know what I mean? So she dipped me out and left me, put me in Topanga, and like we did Topanga, and that shit was like a culture shock for me, because I'm like literally like a broke boy, literally like had nothing, and then all of a sudden I'm with all these rich people, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, this shit was just weird for me. Like,
right.
So like it was kind of that thing. And then I did the music shit, and then when I started doing music, that's when I would go to parties out in Bompton and do all these other shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I didn't move. When I was in high school, we was really going to parties in Palisades and Santa Monica and like Venice or in the Valley. Because we're like, why would we go anywhere else? Like, these are mansion parties.
Right. Now,
like,
were your friends rich?
Some of them were. Some of them were.
Would you consider you guys as, you and your mom, middle class?
Yeah, middle class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you guys weren't poor.
Nah.
Like, she hustled and she took care of you. And for you to even be able to move over there, I'm pretty sure.
She moved in a spot that was like really smart. She moved in a spot that wasn't that expensive, but was in an area that was like really nice.
Okay.
So like I was able to go to a school where all the rich kids were.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that, after that though, like that was just a whole experience. That's why I said I had a lot of fun in high school.
Did you finish high school?
No.
When did you drop out?
Like 10th grade.
What? Okay,
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Just made me pass 10th grade just because I was on some, just fuck it, like let me pass. I hated school so much. Like the concept of it, like going to class, but I like went to school for fucking social reasons. Like I liked all my friends. I wanted to go there to sell weed. I like wanted to like make money. Like there was a reason for me to go to school.
Like you were accepted for just being yourself and being cool. They never, the rich friends.
Oh,
did they have an issue with you being middle class? Did you ever feel any inferior, superior type of thing?
Yeah, no, they would definitely, you would definitely know, like, when you were around rich people, they would treat you a certain type of way. And, like, I kind of kept both worlds, though. Like, I had really broke friends, and I had really rich friends. I really wasn't that close with the rich people.
Okay.
To be honest, like the ones that I was really cool with that were rich, I can't even like know any of them that I like are. To be honest, none of them really I know anymore, or even talk to. I don't even remember their names.
Damn.
Yeah, because they weren't their homies like that. Like my homies were the broke dudes.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
But did they live over there? Or they just went to school.
They lived in like Canoga Park and like Van Nuys or some random shit, and their families wanted them to go and live like go to school with a nicer area.
What school did you go to?
Taft.
That's the name of it?
Taft High School. It's in Woodland Hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. We have a whole city in Bakersfield, next to Bakersfield, called Taft.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like people like sometimes.
That's where you're from?
No. I'm from Bakersfield.
You're from Bakersfield?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Born and raised, the city raised. Yeah, you know my best friend, Jay Nari.
Jay Nari. Man,
That's crazy.
We known each other forever.
That's what he said.
It's so crazy. Like he's this man. I know him forever.
Small world.
Yeah, I remember listening to his beats and like, man, his fucking West Coast beats the best shit ever. Like I'm like, I wish I could make West Coast beats like that. Like, cause I didn't really ever try to make West Coast beats. Like really, really, really try. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, these dudes are so good at them. Like they're so fire. I think we got a song with Tiger together.
You probably do. What's the song?
Like Every Day or something. It's like
I'm gonna have to investigate that.
ERRRDA. It's some weird song. I think he might have produced some shit on there.
He probably did.
I know like D Nice and
Dupree
definitely did some shit. I know they did. That was funny. That was a good time.
Yeah, those were good times. I've heard of Prince and Purps.
Really?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I don't know him.
Okay.
So, but I've heard of Prince and Purps.
How do you even know about that?
I've heard of. I do my research.
That is crazy.
I am the interviewer. You know, so
yeah, but those weren't his beats though.
Okay, so what's the tea with that? Because I've heard my own tea, but I'll let you tell your story because I heard you guys had a falling out.
Oh.
So what was the tea? How long had you guys been together and all of that?
Well, I remember from my understanding of how it worked is I was making beats. I was always making beats online. I had this thing. I was on this site called SoundClip, and this shit was like one of the first sites that was ever selling beats. It was before SoundCloud. It was right when MySpace and all that shit happened, and we was putting on beats because I was like freestyling in high school, stoned with my friends, going to parties and shit. We high as hell, drunk in the car, and we like, we need beats. Where are we gonna find beats? We found SoundClick, and we like, wait, we can put our own beats on here? Boom, boom, boom. I'm doing my shit on MySpace because MySpace was the form of like promotion. Like you could put your shit on I would put my player and shit. He hits me up, or I hit him up. I don't know who hits up who. And he's like, yo, I fuck with your beats. And then like, let's work. Da-da-da. We start working. And he like brings me to some studios or some shit. It was really foggy, the whole situation. I can't really remember the details of it. But the gist of it was like, the dude made like one type of beat and I made a whole palette of sounds.
Right.
And I did that shit. Like, I don't want to be like cocky, but like, there was a difference, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know what? Actually, I have no problem with this guy, actually. I have actually no problem with him. I actually have wished the best for him at all costs. You know what I mean? I'm going to have no beef with nobody, to be honest.
Right.
I really hope the best for everybody. So, he did that, and then we was doing beats. I would put my beats in the pack. All the beats that got placed
were yours.
My beats. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, like, and then what happened was me and him went, and we were together when we met Waka together, and he's the one who buddied up with Waka, and was like, oh yeah, me and Waka, we play video games together and do all this extra shit, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, bet. He's like, we're going to Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, I need you, bro. You to make all the music. You have to come with me. I'm like, okay, bet. I go with him, and he goes, and they throw up some contract at me, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I read through the contract. He signs the contract, does his own thing with them, and he does whatever he does, and then I just did my shit. You know what I mean? And that's really kind of how it worked. It really wasn't no falling out, to be honest. It's not like we fought or anything, like, you know what I mean? And he was just
So
like...
there wasn't an altercation?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I never even seen the guy after that. I don't think I've ever seen him since.
It was rumored that you guys got in an altercation.
Nah, I never seen him. I haven't even seen the guy since.
So, were you guys a collective for a while? The Prince and Purps thing?
We did like one song. We did the homie song, which was my beat that actually I did with somebody else. That I had to like return the money and do all types of shit because I sold that beat to somebody else online. Literally, I sold it to somebody for like $1,000. I'm like, man, fuck that, I'm selling that beat. And literally like a month later, Waka gets on the song. It all happens. I'm like, bro, I need to give you your money back. Like, I need this beat.
Yeah.
Like, I need it, bro. Like,
was that your first big placement?
That's when I had like big placement that helped. Like, the New Boys record was my first placement.
Okay.
That was my first placement. But that happened, and then he did like we did a couple more records on like Waka's first mixtapes. Like this one record, actually he did some shit on that one. He did. Cause he was sending me some shit, and I would finesse it and make it sound good. Like we did the song Bill Russell. Mm-hmm. He actually did the piano. Or did he even? Oh man, I don't even know, to be honest.
How did you find out he was stealing your beats?
Cause I hear him.
So he was actually placing the beats?
Bruh, all of the beats would be in one folder. My beats that I made all by myself with he didn't have nothing to do with them. And then he would have like his beats, and like, you gotta understand from like a musical perspective, when I'm listening to all the beats and then every beat is good except your beat that you played, like, I can't keep doing that, bro. Like, I just can't do it. Like, it just didn't make logical sense for me. And every song that got placed was my beat that he had nothing to do with most of the time.
So, but you still put his name on it.
I put his name on it because I'm a team
Got
player.
you.
Like, I'm like, you the one that buddied up with these guys, and you did all this shit. Of course, like, you get your credit, bro. You're like half of the business shit. But he started trying to get all aggressive and do all this weird shit because I don't know if he got something going on with him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That was like nothing. I don't really talk about it because, to be honest, he didn't do nothing after did shit with me.
So what did he exactly do to make you consider that he stole the beats? Because you said you credited him as well because you guys were together.
Well, it got aggressive and it got weird. I think because I was like, bro, like, you ain't really putting in the work, because we were friends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, like, you ain't putting in the work. I could like, I know these people and I can just do my thing. Everybody knew that I made the beats. They just fuck with him because he thought he facilitated everything and did all the things. And they just did it on just like politics. That's how the music industry works.
Right.
It just works like that. They like, if somebody can facilitate and make everything work, then whatever, let him get his little cut and let him be involved. But I was like, man, I do this shit all myself. Like, I know all these people. And then I started doing all these records with this artist named Ice Burgundy. Okay. If you know who that is. He's from Inglewood. Okay. And he was signed with Waka. And I'm like, I fuck with Burgundy. Like, and so me and Burgundy did a whole album, and it was just Purps on a beat, Purps on a beat, Purps on a beat. Every beat was Purps on a beat. And that's when I really was like, I'm doing my shit.
Would you say that you started with him type of thing, or?
I would say we both started together. I was probably like 20. Okay. 21. Okay. Yeah, super young.
Okay. This is the thing. Everybody in the music industry talks. Yeah, so whether whether it went viral on social media or people came up to you and told you they knew, trust me, people besides your inner circle knew about this story. That's funny. It got out. Because trust and believe, the person on the opposite side of the story is going to tell whoever they want to tell as well. Yeah. So it got back.
Was the story I said far off from the one that was told to you?
No. Everything was spot on. Minus I heard you guys fought.
Oh, no, I never
I heard you guys had an altercation.
No, I never fought out.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That was the only part that was different. I heard you guys had an altercation, but...
Maybe a verbal one, but never a...
Fist fight. No, right. No. But I feel like it's a part of your journey, and there's nothing wrong with addressing things to give your side of what happened.
Oh, okay.
In a sense. So
yeah.
I don't think nothing's wrong. Like, it's not like you came out and said, you know, you have beef with this person. And it's not like I came out and asked you, do you have beef with this person?
No, it's funny because
I heard
said
of you guys
shit.
as a collective.
Yeah,
and then you guys aren't together anymore.
Yeah,
so as an interviewer, I need to know what happened.
Yeah, that was so long ago, though. That, like, is, like, such, like, a random thing.
But that lets you know I did my research.
Because what we did after that is, like, when we did the Ice Burgundy thing, and I did the Ice Burgundy thing, that's when 808 Mafia was formed.
Okay.
That's when we created this thing that we did, because my work ethic prevailed. I sat there and did all of these people's albums. I did mad records on Waka's shit, and all of a sudden it was Purps on the beat, Purps on the beat, Purps on the beat, Purps on the beat. Everything was that. And they're like, yo, what the fuck? Waka was like, yo, make that shit a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Southside made it a thing. And he's like, Purps, you gotta come with me. TM, you gotta come with me. Metro, you come. Like, everybody, like, come with it. Like, let's go. And we're gonna do our thing. That's when we dropped the shit on live mixtapes and all that shit. And then just it prevailed after that.
Okay. When you very first started producing, what age was that?
So when I was like in high school, I told you I remember I like this band Ween.
Mm-hmm.
Ween was doing all this stuff that was very DIY, like do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They inspired me and my collective of friends in the neighborhood that all played music to start making music. I started from that period forward to start making instrumentals and learning how to make music without any like teaching, nothing. Nobody taught me anything. But then it took me later, after in high school, to be like, oh shit, like I can make beats and then I can put them on SoundClick. That's how it all started. I just sat in my room and was like, I'm gonna make beats and get stoned and do whatever I do, and then I'm gonna put them on this website because it's dope as fuck that I can put it on a website.
Right. What age was this?
17.
Okay, and
18.
you already had dropped out of school.
Yeah, I was pretty much not into it.
So how
I was like, I gotta figure this out.
How were you able to drop out of school and your mom not kill you? Like
I was
like, or
my
did
mom.
you get,
I
like,
was the only child, so my mom always had my back. So if I needed to stay at the house, I had a girlfriend at the time too. So me and her got a spot together, and I was doing my thing. I actually somehow finessed a way to start selling music online hella early. Mm-hmm. Like my bills were paid before I even got popping off music because I knew how to sell music online. Mm-hmm. I knew how to finesse the game. I could tell you how to do it. We just literally hacked the website. We hacked that website and we put our shit at the top. And
who hacked it?
We did. Me and my homies. We just all the collective of producers in there. Because the website was so primitive, nobody knew what was going on. So it wasn't like they had any administration to like control hackers. So our song, whenever you would go to hip hop, would literally be like our song, and it would be the first song. The beats happened because we were doing everything on cassettes and doing shit on guitars, and then we learned Fruity Loops. We found out Fruity Loops.
Okay.
Some kid in high school brought Fruity Loops over.
All your friends were producers too? No,
they played guitar and played drums or something. We all sucked. We were all like little kids that pretend. We were all pretending to like play music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're just stoned and we wanted to find some shit to do after school, you know what I mean? And not be like a dumbass, you know? So that happened, and then we got Fruity Loops. That's how we got it. We got Fruity Loops, and then we're like, yo, we're making beats now. Like, these are like, people can rap on these. And then I had homies in high school that were like into rap, and everybody liked rap, like Neptunes. It was a transitional period, I feel like, for music though. Like, it was like rock music was really fucking dope, and all of a sudden 2000s kicked in, and then all of a sudden you had 50 and Dipset,
Mm-hmm.
and you had all these fucking cool things.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, yo, we're gonna ditch school and listen to Currency all day and listen to Dipset and fucking this is so fire. Like, this is so sick. So we're like, let's make beats like Dipset. And that's how we started. Let's take samples and like put the drums on it. And now I would show my friends that love Dipset.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, oh, listen to these beats I made. And they're like, oh, these are actually fire. Like, what the fuck is this? You made these beats? And I'm like, yeah, I made these. And they're like, what? Bro, you should keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, fueled them on fire. It just kept going. Like, it was just like a little thing.
What age was that? Like age 18?
Yeah, 18.
Okay.
17. Right
So,
in high school, 17, 18, right as I'm about to like drop out.
what were you doing before that? Just going to school and being like a regular kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us know what you did as far as the producing goes after you started fucking with the Fruity Loops and selling music. I mean, yeah, music, right? Beats.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
selling like beats online.
Okay. And then tell us everything that happened.
So, where would I start? All right, so during that period, I was selling beats and I'm doing my thing. I'm like, you know, bills are paid. I'm obviously not doing that well, but doing okay. So a family friend of mine was like, yo, you should go work on this with my guy and help him do some music videos. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we went over there and I'm doing some shit with him. And this DJ, I don't know if you guys know, but this guy named DJ Ski, he was doing shit with Game. And I'm like, I know who the fuck this guy is. He pulls up and he like was working with the artist that the dude was shooting the video for. So I was like, oh, boom. I like saw my chance and I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, how you doing? Da-da-da. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm opening up an office. Come intern with me. So I start interning with Ski and I'm just doing bullshit like Twitter shit, just like dumb shit, like whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
just regular intern stuff. Getting coffee, food, lunch, all types of shit. So during that period, I met the New Boys.
Okay.
And then that's when they hit me and they were like, oh, you Purps, you the one from SoundClick. Like, they already kind of had already known who I was off some weird shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, we got some of your beats when we were a kid or whatever. I was like, oh, that's sick. So I started sending him beats. I think it was Legacy. And then Legacy did some shit on his album. And then he's like, yo, we're putting this other song on our other album. Because he dropped a mixtape and then then they dropped their second album. Because
Mm-hmm.
they did a mixtapes in between. And Legacy did his own or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did on both of those projects. So that was really like their first placement. And then during that period of time, that's when I met Prince. And we were like, just like, we were club hopping around and really just like, it was me, this guy named Reza, and this dude named Tim. And there's like these three Persian dudes. It was Prince, him, and I was all cool with them, and we would all go party and shit, and we
Mm-hmm.
would literally like just go mingle around. That's when we met Waka. Waka invited us over to a session. We did the song, and then this was like during the whole period. This was probably in the one summer.
Okay.
This all happened like one
Back
summer.
to back.
Back to back.
What was the
It
song that you did for Waka that really got you that viral moment? What was the name of that song?
What song? Well, it kind of like was like we did the song with Waka. The song "Homies" was on his album.
Mm-hmm.
So like back then, getting on an album was like a
The
big,
viral.
That was a big deal for a producer, especially like I don't know. For me, I like utilized it for my best. Like I'm a fucking internet producer that came from absolutely nothing, and now I'm fucking with Waka, and I got my first placement, and it was kind of like this way. I was kind of like, I was just telling my story, to be honest, and it kind of like translated well with the culture of producing.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like, oh, it's like a thing. So like it helped me get fans and a fan base of like people that fucked with my music, that fucking appreciated my production, and that like all that like helped me like do my shit. And then we did this shit with Waka, and then I was working with a record label. this label called CLUBHOUSE, and they were actually the same mutual friend that linked me up with Ski was bringing me to this weed shop. The weed shop ended up making another like a record label called CLUBHOUSE. They took the whole idea and then they built a studio and they did like they had money, so there's like fuck it, and Purps, you're gonna be our main producer. So like, you know me, I shot major shots. Like I shot shots here, I shots there, and I shot major. Like I did selling beats. I was selling beats online during this whole period of time too. Still, cause I'm like, this shit wasn't paying me enough. Like even being with Waka and then in the beginning of 808 Mafia, I was still selling beats online. Cause I'm like, I have to. Like if I don't do this, my bills won't get paid.
So how did you meet the other members of the 808 Mafia? Through Waka?
Waka.
Okay. They were all his producers.
Waka was best friends with Southside. They were best friends.
Okay.
I would go there and Waka and Southside are kicking it, and we just all knew each other. Like it was just gang.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Waka's brother is Who the Kid, and all these people, we just all knew each other. Like Waka's mom was gonna manage us. Waka's mom is Deborah Mazet.
Yeah, I know. I watch Love and Hip.
Okay.
She's on there.
So
he on there too. So his fine ass wife, Tammy.
She was gonna manage us. So she set that whole shit up, like had us all good, like in studios, and like had everything, like put everything together, and then basically that's how it all started. Cause we was all there, and I was just doing my part.
And what age was this? Still 18, or were you a little?
This was like 21.
Okay, 21, and. Who is in the 808? What is it? 808 Mafia?
808 Mafia.
Okay. Who is in it with you? Southside? Metro Boomin?
No, Metro wasn't in there.
Okay.
Southside, Tarantino, TM, and there was a couple others. I can't really think of their names because they didn't stay.
Is it broken up now?
No. Well, some of those other members that I'm not mentioning, they're not really members anymore.
Okay.
So me, Southside, and TM are really like the almost core founding members that are still there.
Okay, do you guys still fuck with Waka?
Hell yeah, that's a gang. That's
okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So, why when you speak of it, do you talk about it in past tense?
What do you mean?
Like when you said, well, his mom was gonna manage us. What made those things not happen?
Oh, because I didn't want to get managed.
Okay, you want to just stay.
Yeah, because I like the independence of selling beats online. I have like trust issues, so I just didn't rely on her or anybody at that period of time. I'm 21. I didn't want to sign no deals with nobody.
Okay.
I'm like, I just don't want to like be obligated to anything with anybody.
What made you so young have like that smarts and that type of caution? So young, were you hearing things about people signing in the industry? Was there anyone that you seen that was fucked over young and you was like, I don't want to be like that person? Because a lot of kids, they get the younger ones to get to sign. And I'm not saying anything about signing with her.
It's money.
But what I'm saying is like signing period. They get the younger ones usually because they're naive. So what for you being 21 and you're like, hold on, I don't want to make no drastic decisions to where I'm going to owe nobody down the line or whatever the case is. Whatever you felt is why you didn't want to make that move. What was it coming to you? Money. You said it was the money.
It was
you wanted all your money.
No, I was making money.
Okay.
So the money that you were offering me wasn't substantial enough.
Okay.
Like it didn't make any sense. I'm like, why would I do that when I already make that?
And this is what the deals, labels had offered you to come and produce.
What they were offering me, I was making double what they were offering. I was making over $100K just selling beats online a year.
What do you think it was that got you, besides the Waka track, what do you think it was that?
We hacked the system. We knew how to do that website.
Okay.
We knew that was the site to get beats.
And when did
there was no other site.
When did that end? They come and try to take y'all asses to jail? No, I'm just playing.
No, because it was great because the dudes that owned the site didn't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
They didn't care. They hated rap music. They're like, why are these rappers all fucking going to our site? They fucking hated their own site. That's why it never flourished and got to. On some real shit, SoundClick was one of the founding members.
I've never heard of it.
Nobody, but they're the founding like things of our social existence, social media existence, because they were the ones that you can put music on, you could have a profile, you could do all these things, and it was all in one place. So that was a thing, you know. But that's really the why. That's the caution, and the caution is knowledge. I read the contract and I didn't like it, and it's just pretty simple.
For which situation are you talking about?
With the MzFree Entertainment with
Waka's mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just like, I didn't like the contract. I'm a kid. I'm already making my own money. I'm already living in LA. I have my own house, like not my own house, but I have a place I can rest my head. I'm good. Like, it just didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? When you weigh out everything you got, and then you're like, I'm finna go for that just because of they're selling me a dream that I'm already doing my dream. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Looking back,
yeah.
Now, do you have any regrets for not doing that?
No.
Okay.
Fuck no.
Okay.
No way.
All right. Now, to this day, are you still not managed?
No, I have no manager.
You have not had one this whole time.
I've had a manager. I've had a manager for like 3 months of my life.
Okay.
That's it.
Altogether, how long have you been producing?
Shit, I would say like 15 years.
Right. It sounds about, because you're like in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
It sounds about like around that.
15 years.
Because you never stopped.
No.
You never did anything else. No. Never had no other job.
Nothing.
Got your bread and butter all off of producing.
Never did anything else.
Wow, that's really your career, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so as far as the producing goes, you did the 808 Mafia shit, and then around that age, 21-ish, what happened after that to lead up to now? Because you guys are still a collective, right? But you guys do your own thing. Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
It just was like a journey. Like, I was always rocking with that label, CLUBHOUSE Records, and they built a studio in Thousand Oaks, which is super far. But during that period, I was able to like flourish with them, and like I was able to use their studio while I'm helping their artists trying to do their thing. And during that period, I had a place to like work, and I was able to bring artists that I wanted to work with on my pleasure.
Okay.
Like Ice Burgundy, all those things were all recorded at CLUBHOUSE.
Okay.
That was at the studio, because those guys had a label, and they're like, yo, we fuck with these guys, and we support you, Purps. Bring them through. We don't care if they're not signed with us. We just fuck with you. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
They just were super supportive of everything that I did. So I always had a studio and an engineer, and I would always use that to my advantage. So I would bring currency over there. I would do all these things, and like, that's how like we did it. Like, during that period, I would like, I don't even remember what happened next. I think the next thing that happened was the Migos thing.
Okay, what age was that?
I don't remember. I think it was like 25.
So this was when the Migos, what, before they were famous?
No, I'm trying to think.
Because they ain't been out that damn long.
I'm trying to think, though, because there was a lot of shit in between that happened. It just be such a blur, because it was a lot of stuff that happened, you know what I mean? And I can't really, like, describe it. We did the 808 Mafia shit, and that's when I locked in with Gucci Mane.
Okay.
That's actually when I locked in with Gucci Mane, because we were all like together. Waka invited me to a session, and everybody was there. And Waka's like, "Pull up, man, bring the gas." No. All right, bet. I'm gonna pull up. So there, Waka just immediately was like, "Yo, you need to play beats from Purps. Like, he got that shit, bro. Trust me, bro. Blah 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 blah." He literally like vouches for me as soon as I walk in. And literally, like, I play one beat, and Gucci's like, all right, load it up. And I'm like, what the
So you have a Gucci Mane placement?
I got, like, albums with Gucci.
Okay.
I got mad records.
They're out?
Not a full, like, we got so many songs. Like, we got a lot of songs.
But do you have anything out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first song we ever recorded was a song called Making Money, which was on Trap God 2, I think.
Okay.
That was the first beat I ever played him. And he literally got in the booth, started cussing at the engineer. Hurry up. Man, like it was like
was he fat then?
Fat.
So that's a different nigga.
It was the.
That was a different
it
Gucci.
It was that Gucci. Like,
before he went to jail.
Before he went to
Wow.
jail, he was in that. Remember when he did that movie, Spring Breakers or whatever? Remember when he was like the villain? That was the Gucci I met.
Why don't I remember that movie?
He was like a villain. It was so hard. Like, it was so sick.
Was Zendaya in that movie?
I fucking
Somebody was in. I heard that about that movie, but I never seen it. Now you're gonna make me go on Flickster and watch it.
It was funny though, but that's the Gucci I met.
Okay.
And I'm like, he had mad lean. He just like.
You met the nigga Gucci.
Like, you gotta understand. Like, I grew up listening to him. Like all my homies would literally like just listen to Gucci, man. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'm like, already. First of all, like, we really wanted to lock in with Gucci, man, as the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's who we really wanted to fuck with. Like, that was the goal. Like, that was the goal of all trap.
Right.
And
so you would consider your beats trap?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm all over the place.
Okay.
So yeah, so we did that, and then I locked in with Gucci, and then me and Gucci, and it was really Gucci and 808 Mafia, because he really locked in with everybody from 808 Mafia.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did a bunch of shit with Tarantino, Southside, TM, everybody, and then he did a bunch of shit with me too. So I was in there, and we did that. That really got me popping in Atlanta. So that's when Migos hit me up for beats.
Mm-hmm.
I sent them beats. I never met them before. They hit me up. They're like, you're on the album. They're like, you got 3 records on there. Or no, they're like, you got 5 records on there. I'm like, what?
Damn. Which album was this?
Culture. The one with Bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So they hit me and they're like, they played a beat and they kept playing it on the phone. The manager's playing it on the phone. They didn't want to send me the records because it was like Bad and Bougie just had dropped.
Okay.
Like 3 days ago. Like I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You tell me I'm on this album with Bad and Bougie? Hold on a second. So he played the records. It's not my record. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, that's D-Wise or something, which is another producer from 808 Mafia. And I'm like, that's D-Wise. Hit up D-Y. You want his number? Da-da-da. I hit him up. And then they played a record. And I'm like, oh, that's my record. Boom. That was one record.
When they seen the 808 Mafia, they didn't know who made the beats. Because you guys go under one.
They thought I made all the beats.
Okay.
On the 808 Mafia thing. I'm like, nah, dude, nah. These other people made them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now, for that tape, Culture, what songs were yours?
All Ass and Out Your Way.
Out Your Way and All Ass. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are they? Are they platinum?
Platinum.
How many plaques do you have?
I don't know.
You have a lot?
Like 10 or something.
Platinum or just gold?
I think I got like 4 or 5 I need to order.
So you don't know the exact number?
No. I know I have like 3 or 4 with Juice that are just chilling. I think the Culture one went double platinum. I'm really not sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest.
Is the money did the money reconcile for the platinum? Like, do you guys make money off of the platinums?
Yeah, I mean,
was it a lot to you?
I mean, I guess.
To an average person, give an estimation. You don't have to tell us what you made, but you can. What's the highest that you've made on a beat?
The most I've ever sold a beat for?
The most you got from it.
From
one beat.
It's hard to say because I had multiple records on a project, and they usually pay you out by the project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
so from a single that you remember.
Obviously, Hear Me Calling, the one with Juice WRLD.
Okay.
Yeah, that one did the most.
And what was that? Like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000? It's T. You don't have to say. You don't have to say, but that's dope, though.
It's a lot.
It was a lot.
It's a lot. Well, this is how it works. You usually sign a publishing deal, which I did. I signed a publishing deal, and they run the figures of how much you're going to make in the period that they're signing you for. So they looked at it like, okay, he about to drop this many songs on this album. We're going to give him a publishing deal before the album drops so that we have stake in all those songs. They give you a lump sum off that, and then they're collecting on half your publishing.
Okay.
So you still collect half of it, but half of it goes into paying back what they gave you.
Got
with
you.
interest.
So
it's a loan with interest.
Okay. All right.
Publishing deal is a loan with interest.
Okay. So how did you meet Juice WRLD? Rest in peace to Juice WRLD too.
R.I.P. I met Juice WRLD through Max Lord, Max Lord was Juice WRLD's main engineer.
Okay.
One of his best friends, and Max Lord is 808 Mafia.
Okay.
So he hit me up one day, and he's like, "Yo, we're in Germany. Do you know any studios out here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll hook you up." So I called my homie, and they were like, "Okay, bet, we got the studio locked in for them whenever they want to go." They didn't go to the studio, but then they hit me up like, "Yo, can you get some weed?" And I'm like, "Bet." I make a phone call. They go over and bring a bunch of weed and shit, and I'm like, "Get them the exotic backwoods too. Get them like a box. Just get them hype. You know what I mean?"
Mm-hmm.
And they give them, and they're like, here, and then like Juice, and them like, here's some tickets, backstage passes.
I'm jealous.
And then my homies are like, "Nah, we good. Like, y'all have a great show. Y'all fuck with Purps. That's because y'all fuck with Purps. Y'all take the weed. Y'all don't pay you nothing. Boom." And they just left. And they were like, "What the fuck? This dude just like brought this weed in and just like on some weird Secret Service shit, like whatever." And then that's when Juice was like, "Who the fuck is this? Like, give me some beats from him. Who's he?" And he's like, "That's Purps. That's gang. That's Max hyped me up. You know what I mean? That's gang."
As he should.
And
Shout out to Max.
Shout out to Max.
Because you need to get on here too.
That's my boy. Hell yeah, he would. He'll do it. So they did records, and then I happened to be doing the alternative music, literally like perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it was like something I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working with Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
I love him.
And
I love you.
and crazy, we're gonna bring it back a little bit. So the work that I did with Gucci Mane is what got me in the room with Fred Durst.
Oh, wow. Ironic. Well, he's always been like that.
He is a fan of hip-hop.
He's always been a fan of hip-hop.
Hip-hop. Gucci Mane's engineer, Sean Payne, hit me up and was like, "I'm in LA, pull up on me," and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I always took care of all my friends when they came to LA. If they needed anything, I'll give them some weed, hook them up. Y'all need whatever you need. So he hit me up and he's like, "Come pull up. I'm at the session. I'm with Fred Durst." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Fred Durst." I'm like, "Okay." So I go, and then he just goes and he's like, "Bro, I'm a big fan of Gucci. I love Gucci, man. I fucking need."
That's fucking dope.
I fucking need, like, Sean Payne has got the sound that Gucci makes. Like, because he was recording everything that Gucci was doing. So I'm like, and he's like, "You guys make the beats. Please just give me beats and make me sound like Gucci." And we're like, "What?" All right, bet. And I just start playing him beats, and he's just like, "Yo, wait, bro. Like, you're different, bro. Like, you actually play, like, instruments and shit and go crazy." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Like,
so you play the live instruments on the beats?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't sample nothing. Me and Fred clicked because I'm a fucking fan, and I'm just, like, so amazed, and I'm just like, "Whatever you want, bro, like, please call me."
Because you liked him from a kid.
So the reason why I said the Fred Durst thing is because Fred Durst was the one that told me to do the rock stuff more.
Okay.
Because he showed me Lil Peep, and he's like, "Yo, this shit's fire, dude. You gotta fucking make some shit like this for me." And I was like, "Bet." And I made a bunch of records like that for him, like a bunch, like, because I thought.
And they're all released. Or I mean, not all of them, but you have a lot of them released, or none at all.
No, the records I did with Fred during that period. Fred is a different type of artist. Fred is looking for something, and when he finds it, he keeps it. But he's always making shit, so you can't really like expect what you're making with him to actually go unless it really is like the perfect thing that he wants.
Right.
Because he's like making a movie with his album.
Gotcha.
So he's looking for the perfect scene.
So you and him don't have any released music?
No, we do.
Okay.
I got something on his last album.
Okay, what is that song called?
Dad Vibes.
Dad Vibes, okay.
Yeah, it's on the Limp Bizkit album.
Okay,
It was the first single.
When did they drop this?
2 years ago.
Okay, shout out to Limp Bizkit.
That's actually a super crazy thing for me, actually.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Like, I grew up listening to them. I was little, but My siblings, mostly Fahima, well, Jamila did too. They went through this phase. Those are my sisters where they had like this rock phase. So we Green Day,
Hell
Smashing Pumpkins, the Cranberries, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
No Doubt.
No
we
Doubt.
grew up listening to all that shit.
No
and
Doubt
then
was
my
my
generation
first
was like Blink 182 and shit like that.
Gwen Stefani was my puberty first crush.
I loved her.
She was the first girl I was like obsessed with.
Really?
I was like, whoa, like that's a woman.
That's a woman.
I was like, whoa, that's a girl. Like I was like, yo, I was like a fucking first sexual attraction was definitely Gwen Stefani, I think.
Have you met her?
No.
Do you think in the future you guys will probably cross paths if they ever make music again?
I don't know. It'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
That'd be super
She's
sick.
older now, but she still got it. I know she do.
No, I would love to work with any of those people.
Yeah.
The Juice thing, and the Juice thing really helped, and then built this whole studio.
Okay.
And, you know, let me buy property and become a fucking real adult. And that let me have other business ventures, and now I'm doing other things. Like I have my own studio now, and I really focused on like producing. Like right now I'm really focused on Phoenix Flexing's project.
Okay.
From Shoreline Mafia.
Yes, I know who he is.
So,
after Juice WRLD, you kind of glowed up, and you've been glowing up ever since.
Yeah, pretty much what's going on.
Okay, so what do you have out, and who do you have it out with? What songs have you produced that we know that are pretty big?
Top ones: Hear Me Calling, All Ass.
Who are these by?
Hear Me Calling by Juice WRLD.
Okay.
That's probably the biggest song with him, but I literally have like fucking 20 records with Juice WRLD.
Let's just talk released. They're all released with him?
Released ones, I got Hear Me Calling, Who Shot Cupid, Won't Let Go, and Desire.
Okay.
Those are all released.
Okay.
But leaks, mad leaks.
Okay.
I got so many leaks with Juice.
And then the one you have with Gucci Mane, what's that called? Or the ones you have with Gucci Mane.
My biggest record I got with him is Breakfast.
Okay.
And I don't even know. There's like so many.
And they're all released?
They're all released.
Okay, so you guys go check that out. And then Migos, the songs on Culture.
Yeah.
And what else?
I just those two.
Okay. And did you actually get to meet them in the studio?
No, I never met them.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It was just strictly just sending beats off to them.
Okay. That's cool too, though.
Yeah, it was cool, yeah.
And then, what about for Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit?
Dad Vibes.
Dad Vibes.
Yeah, on their last album.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet Wiz Khalifa? Because I seen the plaque for Wiz Khalifa in there.
Oh, I got a bunch of records with Wiz. And I got a
Wiz, I want to interview.
And I got a bunch of records with Currency, too. I
Yeah.
hate stories because it just seems exaggerated what I'm going to say.
Okay.
So I'm literally at Jamie Foxx's birthday party.
I almost said nigga please.
literally, I'm literally there, and it's very small.
Mm-hmm.
It's just close homies because me and Fox are literally kicking it. We're homies. I actually got a record with Jamie Foxx called Channing All Over Your Tatum. And it's an SNL song that he did with, not SNL, Jimmy Kimmel song.
Okay.
And we just did a goofy ass song.
Okay.
And he blessed me with the position. I said, like, put some drums and shit on it. And I said, bet. And he, like, hooked that up. So I was always really cool with Jamie Foxx's whole crew. I'm at his party. I walk in. Jamie's like, Purps, what's up, my boy? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Wiz is right there.
Okay.
And he's like, man, you got to get beats from Purps. He got them beats, bro. And, you know, and Wiz like, oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. High ass.
Fine
high ass.
And then literally, like, I fucking go up to him, like, what's up, my boy? Just, like, let me send you some beats. Like, and he's like, yeah, take my number down. Da-da-da-da-da. And that's how it happened.
Okay.
And then we did the song called Incense.
That's it? Just one song?
No, I got another song on their Taylor Gang project. I forgot the name. I got a bunch of records.
Which one do you have the plaque for?
Incense.
Incense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that? Double or one platinum?
I think it might be. It's just one platinum. Yeah.
Okay.
That one didn't really go crazy. It was like a transition.
One platinum is not crazy. To a nigga like you, I guess.
But a million copies ain't a lot. There's billions of people in the world.
True.
Let's keep it real.
True.
Like,
true.
There's 30 million alone in Los Angeles.
Right.
So you just gotta hit. How much is that to get a million? You gotta hit what? 3% of people?
I don't know.
Some shit like that. Some shit like that.
All right. So what else? Who else?
So Wiz, and then through the Wiz thing, I did a bunch of shit with Currency.
Okay.
And Currency, I did like.
Who else from LA?
I didn't do a lot with LA.
But you're born and raised from LA.
People from LA never fucked with me.
And you don't fuck with the younger, don't fuck with the younger generation, like Phoenix's generation?
To be real, I just never really made West Coast beats.
Right. So, to fit the rappers.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like this, but I just feel like everything sounds a certain world. It's always like in the same world. It's not like when you have like Roddy Ricch come out and he has his own thing going on.
Or Draco.
Draco had his own thing.
They stole his shit.
I feel like that. Yeah. I feel like he made the sound of West Coast shit that we listen to currently a thing.
Yes, he did.
Draco made West Coast music, which wasn't necessarily part of the Cool Club, a Cool Club now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Me personally,
I thought he was really impressive when he came in. I was like, bro, this is crazy.
Like just to watch him record was amazing.
His energy was next level.
Yeah.
He had that Gucci Man energy when he came in here and he recorded. I recorded him and I was like, yo, this dude is like he's an entity.
Yes.
Like he's his own existence.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
He was definitely out of this world.
Yeah.
Literally an amazing person. Like his presence was so felt. And he made sure you felt it. And he made everybody around him feel important. Even the littlest nigga in the room.
That's good.
That was the one thing I loved about Draco, you know? Like, when he sat on my platform, I mean, we were friends before I ever interviewed him. Mm-hmm. But when he sat on my platform when he got out of jail, mind you, I was talking to him the whole 3.5, 4 years he was in there. You know, when he sat down and he did the interview and stuff, like, he didn't have to do that just because we were friends. He was way bigger than my platform. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he didn't give a fuck. Yeah. And he wanted to build it and help my platform.
Yeah, and you showed support when you really fucking needed it. Like
that's one thing he didn't forget.
Super important.
He never forgot who helped him. Always, you know, he was one of those types of stand-up guys, and you're really good energy too. Honestly, like
look at Greedo though. Greedo's like he on the same shit right now.
Yeah,
he's really harnessing his energy.
Yep, he is.
And he's like, I can't fuck with you unless it makes sense.
Makes it, and you know what?
And that's beautiful. I respect that because, like, it seems selfish, but who else we got in this world?
Us. Yep. And he's still looking out.
And he fucks with everybody though.
Spoiler alert: Greedo's on my tape, y'all. That's what y'all didn't know.
That's fire.
He's on my tape.
Hell
so I have a whole Greedo track.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm excited about the Phoenix song him and Greedo did. I produced it.
Yay!
It's hard. He really snapped on that shit.
Okay, all right. Crazy. So, is there anything else that you want to say to the people? You can shout out your handles, shout out whatever it is you want them to know. We kind of get the gist. You've done a lot of mainstream shit, so we're not going to go through all of it. But you guys, is there a way they can search just your beats with people, or they have to do type in Purps?
Nah, you could go to genius.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you just type in Purps.
Purps, okay.
And then it'll pop up.
Okay.
I really haven't built a website. I'm trying to do a YouTube thing. I want to build a little network. So I've just been putting content on YouTube more.
Okay.
I've been dropping more shit just behind the scenes and me just showing. I just feel like I never show my face ever or my process. So now I'm I got a guy that's really dope and he really supports the thing. Mm-hmm. So let's just run with it. Right. Yeah. Okay. Because shit like this, it helps everything.
Yeah, of course. Most definitely.
Yeah. Because
Most
people,
definitely.
nobody even knows what the fuck I look like.
Nope, and nobody knew what Jay Nari looked like until I started posting him on his birthday.
That's
Now
crazy.
everyone knows, and he's
That's
pissed. He hates it. He hates it so much.
Why?
But shit, like like people in LA
It's gonna
knew,
translate to them dollars.
but everybody else didn't know like what he looked like. But all right, so let us know your social media, and thank you so much for doing the interview. I appreciate you. We're definitely gonna have to do a part 2 because you got more shit to talk about and all of that. But let us know the social medias and where we can find you and all that.
It's Purps, ITSPURPS, Instagram. That's pretty much all I'm on, really.
Okay.
Yeah. I got.
You don't have Twitter?
Yeah, 808 Purps.
Okay.
808 Purps.
And what?
My original one got hacked and all types of shit, so I just had to make a new one.
Okay.
But it's cool. It's fresh.
All right, brand new. Okay, and what like special message do you have to your supporters out there, the younger generation? You know, what's like some gift to gab you can give, a quick gift to gab you can give to your supporters out there to let them know you fucking with them as much as they fuck with you?
I really do appreciate a lot. I really appreciate everybody that's ever supported me or ever even considered listening to my music. And the fact that people even like it is crazy. Like, I would say, man, just chase your dreams and just be positive. We live in a crazy world that is hard to find the frequency you want, but you know in your heart what the right frequency is, and you really just need to chase that and not listen to everybody around you and all the extra channels that don't make sense. Listen to the radio station that you like. And then if you can take that dial tone and just really listen to it, just follow that. I would say that, because really I just really want everybody to be happy. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing else really. Because I think we live in a crazy world right now. Like everybody's going crazy.
No, for sure. Well, that's a very good
don't
message.
always chase happiness. Respect the stress.
Right.
Too. Understand
it builds
that,
you.
Understand that you have to have stress to appreciate happiness.
Right. Most definitely. I agree.
Yin and yang.
I agree. All right.
That's
well,
some Buddhist shit or something.
No, it is. It is. It's spiritual. It's woke.
Yeah.
But okay, so I appreciate you for doing the interview.
Thank you.
And shout out to the 808 Mafia.
Gang.
You guys got to come down when you guys are in LA and come fuck with your girl. I'm ready to interview all of y'all separately, but we can do a group one together too.
That'd be hard.
And is there any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
Shout out to everybody.
Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. And you guys, the Free World Order mixtape, that's coming soon. And thank you guys for following and subscribing and fucking with the write-ups. You guys have been reading all the write-ups. I know there's a lot of people out there that like to read, so I'm writing those for y'all. And shout out to Knocked LA for hosting the write-ups and allowing me to write for their platform. He will have a write-up on Knocked LA as well. So, yeah, thank you, guys. Got anything else you want to say?
No, thank you.
I look good in this dress, y'all.
You did.